So let's speak about content creation for web developers. What do I think about content creation for web developers? This is specifically for people who um specific to people who have full-time jobs. Okay. Now I think I've made a video about this before, but I'll kind of um go over some ideas again. For people who have full-time job, it's almost impossible to create content. Now, people who you do see create content are people who you do see create content with full-time job are people who already have enough knowledge of things. Okay, these are not people who are learning new things in their job and then going and sharing those things. These are people who already have enough understanding of things, and sometimes they do learn new things here and there and they decide to share them. That's one thing. Another thing is it's so difficult to create new content with full-time job that most of the people who do actually start doing it, they just give up in a week or so. They'll create something but then they'll give up. They're gonna burn out. They're gonna soon realize that they don't actually have time. They're gonna also realize that they can't actually talk about flashy things that people have show interest in, on Instagram, YouTube, and everything else. People show interest in things uh, that most other people show interest in. It's all the same. You you you, you rarely have people who will show a lot of interest in the detailed stuff you talk about, the stuff that you do at your job. People don't care about these sort of things. They're mostly interested in how do I do this little trick, how do I do X, Y, and Z in framework, how do I write a query in a framework, the cool, nice looking things. Meanwhile, the job is tedious work. It's not easy to talk about boring things to people. That's another blocker for us developers with full-time job. You gotta find a way to, okay, if you want to write the content, but you gotta find a really efficient way to do it regularly. And now one way that I think works is just doing a basic brain dump. Okay, brain dump means you're kind of writing things for your personal use. Okay, it's for personal use, but you're being kind of vulnerable and you don't mind sharing it with the crowd. I mean, it's not a huge problem, but for some people it is, because something that's written with intention to keep it private, you're sharing it with public now. Now you're vulnerable. People might laugh at you. People might say things like, "Oh, that's silly. I would have found that solution in 5 minutes," and things like that. And people are gonna do that. So if you're willing to take a little bit of shit, and you're willing to just do brain dump, just write things for personal use, take small notes here and there, and then just share that raw material without too much filtering on your blog. That's a great way to share information. Start blogging. Just give it a title. Don't give it a clickbaity title. Just give it a title, and there is audience who have interest in these sort of things. They have interest in things that people are actually doing at their job. Obviously, you're not gonna get a lot of views doing this, but it's a good start. That's what I do on my blog. um if, Even now, like, speaking about this content creation, you're gonna know feel like, Sami, you're sharing this information. You have full-time job, so how are you doing it? I do this because I don't filter this information. You'll see this audio recording is not going to have any animation or the video or anything at all. It's simple audio recording, just speaking my mind. And obviously when you speak your mind, you go all over the place. It's not structured. I have a couple notes here, but they're not structured. I just start. Sometimes I'll start from the top and then I'll go right at the end. A lot of people don't like it. Some people appreciate it. So that's what I think. Just do brain dump, take notes, and just share that unfiltered. Don't try to make it look nice. Don't try to create banner for it, flashy videos, buy the best microphone and all that. Don't do any of that. Just simple brain dump, notes, your thoughts, create a blog, start posting, and post on Medium, post on your blog, LinkedIn, and all that. And just do that. Obviously, if you post on LinkedIn, your employer is gonna see that. They might not like it, but I think that's the only way to go. Don't post on LinkedIn, but post elsewhere, but keep the stuff unfiltered. That's the only way.